Hello, and welcome to the Notary Life with Kimmi Podcast. I am also one of the trainers with Notary Educators, which includes myself, Kimberly Nunnally, Angela Johnson, and Alexis Franklin. We each own our own very successful notary businesses and teach notaries in all 50 states to be great and grow their own business. We will discuss general notary work, apostilles, ink fingerprinting, and the duties of a notary signing agent, and much, much more. For all of your notary needs, please visit notaryeducatorsllc.com. We hope you enjoy the show, and we wish you much success. Hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. Guess who's here? I got some catching up to do, people. Let me see. I was trying to go live on Facebook, too. Let me see. Can I do this? Because I really don't like going live on both, but I'm going to try it. How y'all doing? Welcome. Welcome to those who are here live and those who will catch the replay. So I am live here on Facebook. Let's see what happens. Let's see. So I'm live on YouTube and Facebook because I can't do it the way we used to do it last year. I'm still talking about that. You ever get stuck in the past? You ever get stuck? It's like, I'm so used to doing it this way, and now you can't do it that way anymore. So anyway, I have a few things to talk about. Now that my notes are gone, I'll see, can I remember without having my notes in front of me. So y'all just want to catch up. I got some notary gems to share. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, I've had a few things going on, and it's all good, actually. Hey, Notary fam. It's Kimmi. I am here to let you know, just in case you have not heard about the Notary Business Coaching Success Program. We meet weekly. We talk about your notarial duties, how to do an acknowledgement, how to do a jurat, how to administer an oath. Everything you've been asking for. And guess what else is included? Unlimited access to all of my trainings that will also include ink fingerprinting, trust/estate documents. Learn how to properly execute a trust. Don't forget, we also have the private community, like-minded notaries who have been trained by me. Check out my book that I've written for each state, How to Start Your Notary Business in Alabama, California. You get the point. Wherever you're located, there's a book for your state. Well, hopefully I'll see you soon over in training. Notary Educators, LLC. We got you covered. Bye. Just today, actually, all of this happened today. Between the last couple of days. So just give you a few tips. I want to start with me forgetting to get paid. Okay. I'm going to say I forgot to get paid, but also my client just did not pay me. So it's one of those things, out of sight, out of mind. If you owe someone some money, or and you don't, if someone owes you money, let's say that, if someone owes you money and you forget about it. Hey, Alma Slot, what's up? Hi, Kimmi from Fort Worth. So glad I finally caught you live. Welcome. Yeah, so let's say someone owes you money, right? And you forget about it. It's been months. And if you don't say anything, they're like, well, out of sight, out of mind. If she don't say nothing, I ain't going to say nothing. So I'm not going to impute that to the company. But I was sitting with a gnawing feeling. I kept saying, I think this company owes me some money. I kept saying that, right? And what was so funny about it? Hey, Mollywood Square. What's up? What's up? New Jersey's in the house. Yeah, I kept saying, I think this particular company owes me some money. So I'm sitting there and I'm going through my books and stuff, and I could not find where they sent me the check. I just couldn't find it. And I did the signing back in July. It was a direct call. Direct, for those of you who maybe knew me, they found me on Google My Business. They came from one of my paid websites, which is not that many that I pay for. I pay for National Notary Association, Find a Notary, or search, okay? And they called me direct to do a signing. So I did this signing. Hey, Aisha, what's up? What's up? North Carolina. Yeah, so I'm like, they didn't pay me. So I'm thinking about it. That, like I said, I did the signing back in July. Thought about it because it usually takes 30 to 90 days even to get paid. Okay, sometimes it does. Let's just be frank. And typically that doesn't bother me because I'm already still working. So I get the money when I get the money, right? And it still kept gnawing at me. And I went back to my emails to try to check to see if they paid me. Couldn't find anything. So I've been running like crazy. We started this mentorship program. I'll tell you a little bit about that later. And taking a lot. And just life, So anyway, and it kept gnawing at me. Here I go again. They didn't pay me. Hey, Johnny Paul, what's up? So anyway, make a long story short, I decide to go in my emails. And I didn't want to do this because I didn't want to be accusatory. So I say, I'm going to reach out to this company. Well, what happened? They sent me another job request. And with the second request, I said, I don't remember getting paid for the first one. So I'm not doing the second one. Sorry. So anyway, I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send them an email. So I sent a very nice email. Very nice email. Do you guys think I should have sent an email? Because we're talking now, that was July, August, September, October. I sent the email in the 1st of November. So we got July, August, September, October, November, almost 5 months later. Do you think I should have just let it go? Or do you think I should have asked them about it? What do you think? Put a 1 if you think I should have asked them about it. My payment, did they make it? Or put a 0 if I should have just been like, you know what? You didn't follow up. It's been 5 months. What do you think? Let me know. And I'm going to add one more piece to the puzzle. So 1 for, girl, ask them about your money. Or 0, it's just the cost of doing business. So we're talking 5 months later, and I realized for real, I don't think they paid me. So what do you think? 1, I should ask them about it, or 0, I should just let it go. Because I did not let it go. Everybody look like, ask about your money. All right, Courtney Paul. Courtney and L. Bain said, ask them about. The other reason I realized that I didn't get paid with them was about 2 months after the signing, I received a notice from the company that all payments were being delayed. And that's the other thing that gave me pause. I was like, I don't recall getting paid from them. They sent out an email that they were going to send out payments late. So was I one of the people affected or not? And I just couldn't even find an email where I even did the work for them. So I reached out. Like I said, this was just in November, the beginning of November. I reached out. I said, hey, and I was very nice. My email sounded like this. You might want to write this down in case somebody doesn't pay you. Okay. The email said, hey, it could be an oversight on my part, but I don't recall receiving payment for my signing that I completed on such and such date for such and such client. Can you please check into this? And if I did receive payment, just send me a copy of what check number it was or a copy of the check. Gem number 1, I'm dropping tonight, okay? Take note, because this happens. Not only do they sometimes forget to pay you. Hey, Mr. Preston. He's part of mentorship. What's going on? Not only do they forget to pay you sometimes, right? But in this case, it was a delayed payment. So because it delayed anyway, and I forgot about it, kind of, sort of, I'm like 5 months later, and see, that's where I put my business on a higher level than, I'm not saying they don't value their business, right? But they knew they hadn't paid me. So if I didn't reach out with this email all these months later, I would not have received my money, right? So again, I was very nice. I put a lot of sugar on it, and they actually paid me today. So that was one thing, okay? They did pay me today. Now, that was one gem I wanted to drop with you. So if you are believing that you haven't been paid, if, for example, they actually did not pay you, because it happens all the time. It happens. Hey, Notary Giant, how are you? Yeah, if that happens and they don't pay you, I've given you a gem, how to ask for your money. Very, very nicely, okay? We're not assuming. professional. So again, for those of you who are just joining, that just sounded like I may have made the mistake. I may have overlooked something. Not like, where my money at? I did this sign and you ain't pay me. Because again, it could have been a mistake. And then sometimes companies do pay what's called net 30, a little bit slower. I think my internet just kind of jumped or something. So anyway, that was gem number one I want to share with you all, is to make sure that if you do have to reach out to a company, do it in a nice way. Okay. And they'll respect that a lot more. I'm on Facebook too. So Notary Giant is over there out of New York. And he says, I'm okay. Murder on the streets of NYC. Oh, wow. It's a lot going on everywhere. How you doing with that weather? How's everybody coping with the cold? If you see I got on my vest, it's freezing. It is cold. I got on the heat and everything. I was out there today. I had on a jacket, a hoodie, and my shirt. And I was looking crazy because it was cold. And I'm in Georgia. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on Friday night. Then I got some more gems for y'all because I just took a lot of notes of what happened today. I wanted to share these things with you. Okay, cool. You like the cold? Free Q&A for anybody that is new to the notary space. You want to start your business in 2025 off the right, get a good start. Now's the time to start. Don't wait till 2025. I know it's the holidays and I know everybody in chill mode, but business owners are not waiting till 2025 to do what they got to do. Okay. I don't want you to wait till 2025. He said he loves the code. Yeah. Don't wait till 2025. Now's the time. Let's get this thing started. Let's talk about it. What do you want in the notary business? What have you heard about the notary business? What type of training is required? What different avenues are there to make income? There are quite a few. So let's talk about it on Friday night, 6:00, completely free. Try to make when people get off work. I think it's at 7:00. But go to the website, notaryeducatorsllc.com. It's on the main page, and you can sign up there, okay? Completely free. And it's a notary Q&A. And if you have a business already and you're not doing anything with your business and it's not going well and you are like stuck, you want to be there on Friday night too, because we're going to coach you through how to get that business going. In the mentor program that we have right now, it's so funny. I have we had a session last night, and one of the young ladies, she was getting ready to give up on her business, and then she found our mentor program, and now she's feeling confident. She's taking jobs she'll be working with, and we're just excited for her. So it's not just all stamping papers. There are other forms of revenue out there, and we teach you about all of them within our course library through the mentorship program. So if you've not checked it out, it's on the main page also at notaryeducatorsllc.com. All right. So Johnny Paul, I hope to see you there. And Oswell, Notary Giant, is saying, did you read the BOIR has been blocked by a Texas judge? BOIR. Are you talking about where you have to register your business? Is that what you're referring to? The new law that's going into effect in January, LLCs have to register. Let me know if that's what. Yeah. So a couple more tips for you. So today I had a client. I was already getting ready to go to one job. Somebody called my phone. He's a fast talker. Hey, I need to know, can you do mobile notary? Yeah, I have a client out in such and such people taking me too fast when you ask me to go do a job. Okay. Now, if I want to take you fast with my questions, because questions equal money, I can do that. Hey, John Smith, but I don't want you asking me all those questions all rapid fire like that. And don't give me time to even think or process, because I'm thinking like, what you doing? That gives me shady vibes. You trying to rush me and think I'm that notary. Wrong. I've been doing this a long time. So if you read my reviews, you already know I don't play. So I have to slow them down a little bit. I'm like, okay, let's start over. What type of document is it? Where is the signing? How many people? how many documents? Okay. Now we're going to slow it down because he just went on and on and on. Like, okay. I don't like that. I don't like that. Not to mention I was trying to get to my clients. So I had to think about what you're talking about. So then he goes, well, so he slows down, answers my questions. And I'm like, yeah, I could be there. He wanted me to be there with like in an hour of my other appointment, an hour 15. And I figured I could. So I told him I always like to give myself a little grace, a little room. And you should do that with appointments too. If somebody wants you there at 11 and you already know it might be shaky, and you might could be there at 11, but just give yourself a little room. And that way they don't have to be saying you're late. I always say like 11:15. 11:30. So I told him he wanted me there at 11. I said I could be there about 11:15, 11:30. And I wanted to just give myself some room. I actually got there at 11. So he was like, okay, that's fine. So we figured it all out. Then he keeps throwing stuff in there. He goes, oh, can you also print the documents? And I said, oh, well, I didn't have printer. I think we were talking about it. I don't think we bought that. I know we got scanners all day long. We got 2. But I don't think we bought the printer because it was one that required special ink and special paper and all this and all that. It was only $100 and we were going to get it that night because we were like, oh, we need this for our business. But what happened once we realized it needed special paper, and I talked about this a few months ago, I was going to tell y'all about it and encourage you to get it for instances just like this when it's only like 2 or 3 pages. So first he goes, there's 2 pages that need to be notarized. My fast talker. Then he goes, oh, but I'm gonna go ahead and send over one more. It's such and such. He said, then he tells me how much that 3rd page is gonna cost. We'll just add an extra $5. No. I said we can add 10. You can add 10. Yeah. See, first of all, I don't like you telling me how much I'm gonna get paid from you. I don't like that. This is my business. You call. I don't know if you ever watched Seinfeld and he talk about the people in your face like a close talker. You ever had that person they all up back up? You're my personal space. So I don't like fast talkers when it comes to my business. Let me ask you questions. Let me do me. And then from there we can, we can figure it out, right? So anyway, then he throws on his 3rd paper. 3rd document. Then he goes, oh, can you scan it back? So he just keep adding. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I've already charged him a nice amount, right? And I charged him for the scan backs. And then he goes, I had already asked him up front. I said, how are you going to get the documents back? He was like, yeah, you can send it. And I said, are you going to give me a shipping label? He was like, no. I was like, oh, okay, now how are you going to get your documents back? Because I'm not paying for it. Excuse me, y'all. I'm not paying for it. So then he goes, oh, you can just send that back USPS, post office. Oh, okay. But see, now I got another errand to run, right? So I already didn't have no printer, right? Then you want me to do an extra document. You want me to do rush order. And then on top of everything else, you need scan backs and you need me to take the post office. Do you think he was asking the most? He was. But again, I charged him a nice amount. So I felt okay with everything. Then on top of that, I read the documents because you read your documents, guys. This is your next tip. Read your documents. I'm sure there were others within that conversation that we just had. I'm dropping gems. But read your documents because it required a witness. So he tells me, oh, it doesn't need a witness. I'm like, no, in Georgia it does. It's property involved. It needs a witness. It needs a witness. Anytime property is being moved in Georgia, it needs at least one witness. Okay. So he tells me, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Oh, thank you, Johnny Paul. Yeah, he tells me it doesn't. So I said, okay. Then he goes, were you meeting at Starbucks? And that's another reason why I took the job. Yeah, I love meeting at locations like Starbucks, Panera Bread, banks. I love stuff like that. That way I got to worry about dogs, pets, cats. If it's clean, if it's dirty, I don't have to worry about none of that. The house or whatever. So he said, so you're meeting her at Starbucks, anybody can sign. So I had already said when I got there, I would let Jeffrey be the witness because Jeffrey was with me, my husband. I would let him just be the witness so we can just keep it moving. So sure enough, we're at the table in Starbucks. And I asked my client, I said, hey, I said, this requires a witness. I said, if you like, I can use my husband, or we can ask someone here in the restaurant. She's like, I don't want everybody to know my business. Now, do I call back and ask his fee? Should I call back and ask him now for a witness fee? Right? Because he was like, oh, she can get anybody there. She didn't want anybody. So now this document does not move without a witness. So I've provided a witness. So that really should have been an additional fee. Okay? That should have been an additional fee. But I don't nickel and dime. I don't encourage you to do that either. Now, at that moment, did the signing technically change? Yes, because it required a witness. And he told me I didn't need a witness, which I know I do, because I'm the notary. This your other gem. So he's telling me, I hope y'all listening now. For the people in the back, take your notepad. State laws, right? And in my state, if property is being moved, somebody else besides me and that signer need to say they saw that signing happen. Okay, so your witness is very important. So again, I did not charge for Jeffrey. I included him for free. So we got the document signed. I took pictures with my scanner. Guys, I use a new scanning app called Lens, Lens. I believe it's from Microsoft. But someone just told me about Lens, so I started using that one, Lens. Yeah, I should have charged Notary Giant. You're right. So tell me why. And again, I didn't, because I'm just like, I'm not big into nickel and diming. I'll help them out where I can. And again, I had already charged him enough. It was really two notarizations, and he thought it was 3. So I didn't decision. Somebody else might have said, well, you should have told him it was only 2 instead of 3. Nah, he had 3 documents, and I did have to print 3 versus 2. So do not apply with the BOI. Is that what you're telling me? In Texas, they don't have to comply? I already did mine, so I just went ahead. Yeah, that's true. You could charge too. You're right. And I typically do. Don't worry. I get my money, y'all. Don't worry. And I don't get every penny sometimes, but I do get my money. So Honey Babe says, hi, Miss Kimmi. I just finished my required class. Congratulations. I'm not sworn in yet. Do you think I should wait to join your program after, or can I do that before I am so I can get some training? I'm going to tell you, you got 2 ways to look at it, Honey Babe. I really like you to already have your commission. I like you to already have all of your ducks in a row. And by the time you come to me, you are ready to start rocking and rolling. I compare it to having a car without a driver's license. Most people are not going to buy the car before they actually pass their driver's test. Okay. So I want you to go ahead and have your car insurance, have everything you need. And then by the time you come to me, we are rocking and rolling and ready to start taking signings. Now, the other way to look at that is if you see your car on sale, you really like it, you know, you're going to go ahead and get it. I've bought things like that before. I wasn't really ready for it, but I went ahead and bought it because it was a good deal. And whatever you learn will help you to pass the test too in training. So I have no doubt. So you got 1 or 2 ways you can look at it. That's going to be totally up to you. The mentorship program is $47 per month for those of you who don't know. You do have access to all of our training, Notarize Like a Pro. You have access to, which will teach you how to properly notarize documents. I find that's the major reason people aren't completing assignments and taking jobs and pursuing their career. They just don't know what to do. So we teach you how to properly notarize documents. With the Build Your Business course, we teach you how to build out that business step by step. You need to know how to collect payments. The pricing course teaches you how to price your services. You can always add printing as a service. You know, the I-9 form, all these different avenues or different things that you can do to increase your bottom line. And you don't know about them. You know, you may be able to scatter it here and all over, but we give it to you in order, the way you should watch it. watch the courses, and then we're here to assist you as you're going through the training if you have any questions. Okay. So that's what the mentorship is about. We have weekly live sessions. This whole month, we're talking about loan signing. There is a loan signing course already included, but we're doing a deep dive. Last night, we talked about how to accept the loan signing rapidly. We teach you how to do that. Okay. I'll give you a couple tips here, and then the rest of them, you're going to have to come over to mentorship, but you need to be able to read that order rapidly. Boom, boom, boom. Where is it at? How much is it? Okay. Then it's about loan signing. So please check out the schedule. The dates may be changing to Wednesday. I have to confirm that, but right now we're going to go with what's up there. Yeah. Okay. You can catch the replay. Honey Babe says, thank you. I will take that advice for sure. Thank you. I'll make sure I'm ready before I join. Yeah. Now don't buy your supplies, because I find people overbuy supplies. Do not buy your supplies. The only thing I want to make sure you have is your certification from your state. Okay, that's what I want to make sure you have. Not certification. Oh God, I can't even think of the word right this second. But anyway, commission, not certification. Your commission from your state. I want to make sure you have your commission from your state. You don't even have to have your, but I don't want you buying a lot of supplies. I find people go out and buy all this stuff. They get their LLC, they got the EIN, and all this. They're not ready for that yet. So get your commission. Oh, I have the link from Hello Skip concerning the BOIR on my page. Go look. Okay, I'll check it out. I've already done mine, so I don't understand why one state don't have it out. I don't. I'm not gonna worry about it, because I mean, and I'm not in Texas anyway. But again, the government says you have to to the BOI is actually where you have to register for all 5, because they're trying to cut down on fraudulent activity happening from the outside of the United States. People are opening LLCs. So they're trying to confirm who are the owners of all these businesses. So if you have an LLC, you may have to fill it out. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about how to complete the form. It is not that common. Remember which guy I watched. I watched about 3 or 4 of them because I just want to make sure I did it correctly. So I'm seeing my internet looking kind of shaky. I don't know why that's bothering me. So John says, when does the next class start? So John, the class it's not like a set time. You join the mentorship when you're ready. You can go back and watch the sessions that have already been happening since July. That program actually, we rolled it out in July, but that doesn't mean you had to start in July. You can watch it go back and catch, wherever you fit in in your journey, you can start. Yeah, it's designed for, like, you start today. Either you need Notarize Like a Pro, or you want to start a wedding officiant. We just had someone officiate their first wedding. So it's funny, guys, because our members are doing amazing things. And this is where I'm torn. And I have to have a session with them to find out, do they want me to share? Because I had somebody say, well, you need to do like a recognition. And again, I don't like to put people's business out there. So I'm thinking about just interviewing a few of them or bringing them, we do a session. I record a few of them and just put it on the channel for you here. Or if they don't mind coming live to talk to you, schedule it like that. But I'm not big about just putting out, everyone's business. So, but they are making some amazing strides. We had someone just officiate their first wedding. I told you earlier, someone that they were accepted, and I'm just excited for what's going on. We have people building out their web pages. Somebody else had their first refi. We had a couple loan modifications. A couple people are saying, well, I don't know if I like loan signing, but then others are loving it. Some are doing the reverse one. I talk about it here on the channel, but they act so, amazing things are happening, and that's what motivates me to keep going. So I have to see how much of what but I haven't actually brought. So on YouTube, can you tell me, because I'm seeing my screen spin sometime. Are you seeing that spin? I'm just curious. I did have a couple more tips I wanted to drop tonight. Just a couple more. With this signing that I was mentioning earlier, and he wanted me to print the document and take it to my client. Stuff. This all happened today, so that's why I wrote notes. I'm just going to share it with you. I always have in my notary bag manila folders, the folders, like the little 8x10 folders to stick people's documents in. I do not like to see somebody just hand somebody a document. Even though it was short notice, I was going ballistic. I'm OCD about that kind of stuff. I didn't want to print the document and just hand it to the client. Oh, I did not want to do that. Hey, Douglas, what's up? So, John, you can start whenever you want to, though. Yeah, wherever you start is a good time to start. Okay, you haven't missed anything. I promise you. You have not. When I say that, because but the sessions are amazing. They really are. We deep dive into the notary. You already get the training, but then the deep dive into some of the sessions. Like, for example, really quick, I'm going to come back and tell you about my notary bag. For example, we did a deep dive into identification. And I had like a little 15, 20-minute thing on ID that I had prepared for this session. This is when we first started. And little did I know that was going to take a whole hour. And I was like, really? But yeah, because it was questions that people had that I hadn't thought of, hadn't encountered or whatever. So, it's really interesting when you actually take a few minutes more to and this is how you become a pro. You hear me use that word often. I want you to be a notary pro. I want you to do it. That's why it's called Notarize Like a Pro. Notarize Like a Pro. It's not that complicated. You heard it here first. You heard it here 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Oswell says, aka Notary Giant. Oh yeah, as of Monday, I became a minister, Oswell, state of New York wedding officiant. Oh, congratulations. Yes. Very nice. And that's just another stream of income, guys. Wedding officiant. From there, you can do wedding coordinator, photographer, network with people. It's so much money out here that's being made. You just need to know how to get it. You need to know how to get it. You may not know. And we're not born to be a notary. We're not born to be business owners. And a lot of times you have to invest in yourself. I know this sounds so cliche, but where are you spending your money? You don't need just motivation right now. You need knowledge, executable knowledge. Okay. Knowledge that can be executed. Okay. You cannot, Notary Giant saying more money. Right. So you have to invest in yourself. No one's going to just say, hey, let me help you build your notary business for free. No one helped me build my notary business for free. I did things the old fashioned way. I took years to get everything that I can give you in an hour or two, that I can give you in a video, or I can give you in a session. So, and again, that's not everything. I constantly learn things all day long. All day, every day. And you should also be self-teaching in between, learning. You have to get the knowledge some kind of way. You didn't just wake up knowing how to do an acknowledgement, a jurat, administer an oath. So, we help you to do all of that in a simplified way where you can actually just start executing. Notary John says he got 2 couples lined up and he did the same thing. Yeah. So you got a couple ways you're going to learn this business. Either you're going to self-teach yourself, or you're going to have to pay somebody. You have to. And I'm going to be very transparent. I want you to be selective in who you pay your money to. What are you paying for? You will always hear me say there are no bad notary trainers, like on purpose, normally. Okay. However, it's what they're selling you what you need at the time. Okay. So you have a parent going out to buy a mode of transportation for their child. Okay. And some children, okay, they need a bike with training wheels, right? When they're first starting out, let's say you're a younger child, right? would the parent go out and buy the child a car at age 5 or 6? They're not ready for that. They're not. Is there anything wrong with the parent buying a vehicle for the child? No, not at all. It was done out of love. It was done out of kindness, but the child just isn't ready for that. So the child needs a tricycle. 3 wheels. Not ready for 4 yet. Okay? So it's the same thing in this notary space. Sometimes we're buying training. I have people buying Ron training that aren't even in Ron states. You got to think about it. I'm not a Ron notary, so why would I be buying Ron training? Now, I do have a Ron training course in the course library for those of you who may be considering doing Ron. Okay. Notary Giant on Facebook says, but Kimmi, I might have 2 Georgia new notaries for you. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yep. NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. Yep. You can send them over. Yeah. So let me give you these last couple tips though really quick. So in my notary bag, I typically have manila folders because again, I don't like to just hand my clients to a document just barehanded here. I think that is so unprofessional. I just think that is so unprofessional. And again, about my business, I don't play. I'm OCD. So I'm having a fit. I printed the documents and I'm like, oh, don't forget I had to go to UPS to get the documents printed. Okay. That was more because I didn't have my printer on me. So UPS charge you, I think like $3 and you email the document over to them. They'll print the document for you just in case. That's a workaround for some of you who don't have a printer. Okay. It's not recommended that you do all your long signing printing at UPS and FedEx and all that because it can cost you a lot of money. But they say that they destroy the documents at the end of the night. It's supposed to be secure. Okay. So I've had people say, well, I don't have a printer, so they can't take a job, So most of the time in general notary work, you don't have to print, but I do have a printer for my long signing. So I often do a lot of printing for my general notary clients. And they don't have a printer. So they're like, hey, they'll tell me, this is another gem. I hope y'all listening. Your client may say, hey, I got to run over to UPS and I got to get a document printed. And I'm like, oh, no, they'll say, I got to run over to UPS. So I got to run to the library. And then that's my clue. Oh, do you need the document printed? Oh, yeah. Can you do that? You got an office? One time this guy was like, you got an office, shorty? I'm like, who are you talking to? I'm not your shorty, but do you have an office? So I'm like, yeah. You have a way to print? Well, if I'm offering you printer services, I must have a printer somewhere. But I digress. So anyway, that's another service that you can offer as printing services. Okay, so I do, and I printed, and all was well. So have the envelopes, so the manila envelope, so you can give your client a document professionally. Because I had 2 copies, one for them. I always like people to have a copy of what they're signing, and then the copy that I had to have executed. Okay, if you don't know what executed means, you probably need to be in training. And that means to have it signed. I ain't gonna never leave you hanging, I'm gonna tell you. And then the last thing, another tip is have some plain old white envelopes, mailing envelopes, because I had to mail it back to him, remember? He wanted it just USPS. So I always have envelopes in my bag. I'm looking in my bag like, where are the envelopes at? Where are the envelopes? I could not find them jokers for nothing. So I ended up in my first assignment. I asked the lady, I didn't want to ask her, but I was like, I cannot just go in here without anything because I didn't have any more manila envelopes. I filled up my bag since I got home tonight. So in that bag, I put like 5 manila envelopes and I put like 10 white mailing envelopes. So the least I was going to do was put her documents in an envelope. And that's what I did. So I asked the client before, I said, hey, do you have 2 envelopes I can get? And I have a good rapport with her. Always be nice to people. You never know when you're going to need them. But just be nice, period. Not because you need somebody. Just be who you are. You cannot fake who you are. Now I'm about to go on a little tangent. I'm going to tell you about this envelope. Then I'm going on my tangent about being fake. So I asked the lady, I said, hey, do you happen to have 2 envelopes that I can have? I said, I know I'm asking the most at this point, the receptionist. She was like, oh, anything for you. Anything for you. Hey, Lori W. What's up? What's up? So anyway, and I think I said hey to Douglas already. So she from Atlanta. So she gave me 2 envelopes and I was so grateful. So I took my client's copy. I folded it up nicely. I put it in the envelope so I can hand her copy. And then my copies, I didn't want them all folded up because I had to scan it back to my client. I just took the envelope with a paper clip and put the envelope, just kind of cupped it with the documents. And in that way, it looked professional. And then I had her sign it. I took the scan backs with my phone. And then I put it in the envelope. I put the address it was going back to and my mailing address in the corner, just like you fill out any envelope. And then the client, I had him pay me before I did the scan backs. There's another gem. I hope y'all taking notes. General Notary, you pay me before you get your scan backs. I don't know you. So I told the client, so instead, because I was sitting here, y'all, this is not my first rodeo. And I was sitting here, I said, remember he was kind of pushy and earlier kind of bossy. So I said to myself, I said, I need this money before I send this stuff because I just don't know you. Okay. So what I did was, I hope you're taking notes. So I sent him a text. I said, hey, I said, the signing is complete. None Better Notary Zelle phone number is scan backs to follow. That's what I put in my text to him because he and I had talked on the phone several times. And now at this point, we're texting. So I'm still at the table. The client is still there. And I wanted him to look at the documents while the client was still there in case he didn't like something. So I said, I sent him that text message and I sat and waited. I said, is he going to sell me my money? Because I'm not scanning it back until he sends it to me. I scanned it already. I was ready to go, but I wasn't going to email him the documents until he had Zelled me my money. And he Zelled it. So once he Zelled me my money, then I was able to send him his scan backs. Okay. So I've dropped so many gems in this YouTube today, guys. And this ain't even mentorship. Check out the mentorship. I keep trying to tell you. It's money well spent if you really want to do this business. Now, don't join mentorship and you're not really ready, as I was stating earlier. When you come to me, I want you to already have your supplies, okay? And we're going to talk a whole lot more on Friday night. Friday night is a Zoom, so you'll be able to come off camera if you want to, and we'll be able to chat it up. So Friday night is going to be a Zoom. I also want to tell you, for those of you who may be new to and have not heard of my Start Your Notary Business book I wrote, it's one for all 50 states. And that too will take you step by step how to start your notary business. Doesn't matter if you're in Alabama, California, whatever state you are, there is a book for you. And you can find it under the book collection at notaryeducatorsllc.com. So Johnny Paul is saying, yes, yes, yes. Now, honey babe, you have to tell me what those symbols mean because I don't know. It looks like a tablet and a pen. So I've not seen those before. So tell me what those emojis mean, please. Because I'm not sure what that means. So all the gems I dropped tonight, though. So those were the main things I wanted to share with you, though, to make sure that, you're prepared, even in your professionalism with your client. Never hand a document. Oh, taking notes. Okay. Oh, my God. Okay. Thank you. Oh, goodness. I feel old now. Taking notes. Okay, thank you, honey babe, because now I know what that means when I see it again, because I'm like, what does that mean? Okay, taking notes. Very good. So yeah, so all these little tidbits, though, is how you grow a successful notary business, okay? Be professional. Market yourself. Hey, Ari Nicole. Oh, you can join the Zoom. Sign up at notaryeducatorsllc.com. Hey, Charlene on Facebook. Yeah, sign up at notaryeducatorsllc.com. It's the very first block right there when you first come to the page about the free Zoom. Okay. So all of the little things I shared tonight, though, you may say, well, Kimmi, that's not a big deal to hand somebody a envelope versus whatever. But guess what? When I go to ask for that review, do you think she's going to remember that it was in a nice envelope versus just throwing at her? Like, here, take this piece of paper. Because she was wondering, she said, well, who are you all? She said, I thought I was going to meet him in person. And the next thing he tells me is a notary coming. So she was already a little leery. And I didn't want her to feel rushed into this transaction. And she had a lot of questions about it. I said, well, what I want you to do is take your time and you look over these documents. It was 3 documents, as I stated earlier. And my husband also wanted her to make sure, because back in the day, I'm going to tell y'all this and I'm going to get ready to go. If y'all got a few questions, I'll hang out and answer them. So go ahead and drop your questions right quick, because after this, I am going to start heading out. So back in the day, we used to do these loans, and it made national headlines. We only did like 2 or 3 of them. It wasn't a loan, actually. It wasn't a loan product. Let me rephrase that. It was a product where mortgage companies, realtors were having people sign like a 40-year contract that they couldn't sell their home with anybody but them. It made national news. It was a whole hot mess. It was a whole hot mess. So we did about 2 jobs like that actually completed. We had signed up for about maybe 4 of them, and we just didn't like it. It just didn't sit right with us. So we had other friends that they would do those jobs. And again, everybody gets to run their business the way they want to. Some people feel like, you know what? I'm just the notary. I don't have nothing to do with that document. If that person want to sign it, that's their business, right? Then you have other people that are like, nope, I'm going to do a deep dive, almost crossing the line where you're not supposed to practice law and trying to tell people what to do, what not to do, right? So certain things, like for me, when that particular product was out and very popular, like I said, we did complete 2. But sometimes when you got to the signing, the family members were sitting there looking at you like the lady today. She's like, well, who are you? What role do you have in this? And they're questioning whether or not, you know, if you're a part of this, they think you're a crook too. If there's some crookery going on. But like I explained to her, I am not here. My husband always like to say, we don't have a dog in that fight. And, you know, it's not our battle. It's not our fight. We are a neutral party. And that's what you should be as a notary. That's the first thing we teach you. You are not an attorney. You know, you may see some things out there that you don't agree with, but you'll have to make a business decision whether or not you're going to continue to do those types of signings. Okay. So at one time it was a whole lot of, what was those loans called? Something with credit. It was something with credit. And what would happen is they would have you file bankruptcy. And this is still going on. I forgot what the name of it is called. But it was like a long presentation, a slide, some kind of presentation you would do. And I did like 2 of those. And again, those did not set right with me. Okay. I did 2 of them, like presentations. Hey, Tracy, how's it going? Yeah, those didn't set right with me. So for me and my business, we decided not to do those. Okay. So all money for me is not good money. Why is that? You know, because sometimes, again, I don't want my client having a bad taste in their mouth. Already, the lady I was talking about earlier, she seemed a little leery of the company because she was like, well, he was supposed to be here. Now he sends you all. She's like, where do you live at? What do you have to do with this? And I told her we're mobile. So then she became interested in the business, you know. But yeah, all money is not good money, guys. I don't do anything just to make $1. I don't sell you all as my notary community and my notary clients, because you're my client too. I'm educating you as a part of the Notary Educators team. We don't just sell junk products to sell them. Whatever we offer you is something that can benefit you and your business. And that's why we're still here. I mean, people in this space come and go, you know, but when you are, and I'll say the real deal, people can sense that, you know, and I go to sleep very well every night. I'm not wondering, well, are they going to figure out this is a racket? Are they going to figure out that I'm playing them? I'm pivoting. I'm this, and I don't know. No, I sleep well at night because I know I've given you the best. We answer every comment in that chat. Okay. We're constantly having team meetings. Hey, the chat needs to be answered within a timely fashion. You all are my client too, as in a different role. I'm your educator. I'm educating you. I'm providing you a service. So you are my client. Okay. So I don't play about any of my businesses. I don't play about Notary Educators. I don't play about None Better Mobile Notary. Okay. So I just don't. So what else we got over here? Charlene says, agreed. Yeah. So, and that's the last thing I'm going to say. I'm out. Unless y'all got a comment. Is when I was talking about the lady earlier and I was saying be nice to people. I don't be nice to people just because I want something from them. You are who you are, and people can read you a mile away. Mm-hmm. You know, they can read fakeness. They can read, you know, if you're not genuine. So be the same person. And this is what I say even in business too. And sometimes I get a little pushback because I'm going to say it right now. I would be less than genuine if I did not. You can't be at the club doing all this and then on Friday, Saturday, And then Sunday through the rest of the week, you're going to act like you're a professional. Okay? Be who you're going to be. Be who you're going to be. Okay? Nothing wrong with the club. Nothing wrong with going out. Nothing wrong with having a sip of something. But don't try to do two different things. If you got a potty mouth over here with your family, and then you try to come over here and clean it up in your business, you're going to be who you are. You are who you are. You are who you are. If you don't like who you are, let's make some changes. This is a perfect time to say, you know what? I'm going to try to clean up my language. Okay. And the reason I say that is because sometimes in our text messages, even in our group, I've had to say, hey, whoa, let's check our tone. Let's check our tone. We don't mean to talk to each other a certain way. And I've been guilty of it too. Just recently, we had a situation where it was like, okay, Kimmi, that's not cool. And even Jeffrey called me out on it. He was like, Kim, your tone, what was that? And I was irritated, and I really was irritated. And you can tell in my tone, I was irritated. So, I'm not saying we're going to be perfect by a long shot. We are going to have days when it's just whack, right? And we are not who we want to be. But on a regular, any regular given day, who are you? How do you show up in the world? That's how you're going to show up in your business. So if you cussing people out all day and all that, your client come around, you think you're going to be like, hi, my pleasure. No. So that's why now's a good time. I'm all about self-development. I listen to a lot of professionals, a lot of business coaches, and I already have business in my blood anyway. I'm just born and bent this way because of who my mother was. And, I'm just naturally customer service oriented. I love sales. I love people. And I love helping people. And that gets me in trouble a lot too, because some people can't process that. They're like, why are you so nice? You don't have no problems? Heck yeah, I got problems. I got more than you do. But you just wouldn't know it. But I got a lot of problems. Well, not a lot, but especially I am getting ready to end. But I think the most difficult time for me has been the last few years. Again, you wouldn't even know it probably, but from 2019 until I'm doing much better with the loss of my mom and the loss of my sister and my father and my father-in-law. I'm doing much better. But 2019, 2020, 21, 22, those were very hard years. But I showed up here. You would never have known it. I talked about it a little bit, and not that I was hiding anything, but I don't know. I just view life differently sometimes. And again, I attribute that to my mom, to my faith, my dad, my sister. They were all very strong people. My sister is the strongest little person I knew. My baby sister, I lost her. I lost her in 2019. For those of you who don't know, that's Alexis's mom. Alexis is my niece. She is the other part trainer of notary educators. And you see my mom in some of the videos. You never saw my dad because he didn't get to see my notary business. Why y'all gonna make me cry tonight? He didn't get to see my notary business, but he always supported everything I did, my dad. So anyway, last little bit of anything else y'all want to talk about really quick? And then I'm getting ready to get out of here because I will start crying. But I was saying all that to say, despite everything that I've been going through the last few years, I always show up who I am, and that's why I always say you are who you are. Oh, Courtney, you're going to make me cry for real. And I know that, yeah. Courtney, why you put that in there? I know my dad because I'm a reflection of him too. And today was a little rough because I was in an area where he got lost. He had taken a car. One of the last things he had taken a car and got kind of lost out in Covington, Georgia. He thought he was on Covington Highway. He was actually in the city of Covington, and we went out that way today. So it just brought up a little painful memory. I think that's why I'm talking about them tonight. But yeah. Thank you all. So thank you, Honey Bunny. I want to call you Honey Bunny, Honey Babe, and Lisa. I appreciate it. So yeah, things have not been easy, but again, we have to keep going, right? life goes on. It really does. And you don't forget your family members, and they have made me who I am. And that was one of the sweetest things somebody had sent me after I had lost my dad. She was like, I didn't know your father, but I could tell who he was based on who you are. And that just was the sweetest thing. I received all kind of cards and flowers and stuff. And I think that was the most beautiful thing I had received, because I am a direct reflection of my parents. And that's why I don't like to call myself an orphan. There are people who don't have parents, who never had parents. And I have a lot of friends and their parents, they've lost both of their parents. And they consider themselves an orphan. I don't consider myself an orphan. My parents raised me, and they put a lot of energy and effort into me. Okay. And I just think that's, for me, now this is my personal opinion. Okay. I have the right to my opinion. I think that's just disrespectful for me to, just to be like, I didn't have parents, or like they abandoned me or something. So again, that's a personal opinion, but that's how I feel. So I'm never going to say that I'm an orphan. I cannot fix my mouth to say that. Do I not have my parents with me anymore? Yes. But I'm not going to say that I'm a straight up orphan. I just have an issue with that. It has a negative connotation for me. Hey, Michael. So I am going to head out. We've shared some moments. We've shared some gems. I will see you guys on Friday night at the free event. I believe it's at 7:00 on Friday. So please join us. Bring all your notary questions. We'll talk some more. And there will be a replay of that. I'll put that on YouTube, so you'll be able to catch it eventually if you don't make it. I prefer you to come live, though, so you can ask your questions. That's what it's all about. I think that will be a new monthly feature that Notary Educators will be offering too. So I'm going to say good night, guys. Lori W., I appreciate it. May God's favor cover you in all that you do. All right, honey babe. Good night. Thank you all for your well wishes. I appreciate it. And last comment, Charlene says, praying strength and hearts. Okay. So I'm going to say good night, y'all. As always, on behalf of Notary Educators, Notary Life with Kimmi, it is my pleasure. Good night. Thank you again for listening to the Notary Life with Kimmi podcast. We would love to be a part of your notary journey. Please visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your notary training needs. Also, please feel free to join the Notary Life with Kimmi YouTube channel, where Kimmi has over 400 videos that will help you to grow and build a successful notary business. Until the next episode, we wish you much success on your journey. Bye.